Hi, thank you for connecting. So we are with Jasraj Singh Hallal. He's also the Shadow Minister for Finance and Middle Class Poverty for the Piers Polyev campaign at the Conservative Party. Thank you for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
As a Shadow Minister, what are your priorities when at this campaign, and what are you looking at?
Look, after 8 years of Justin Trudeau, life is more unaffordable than it's ever been before. We see rents are doubled, mortgages have doubled. It takes double just to save up for a down payment on a house. We've seen the cost of food go up. We have a crisis in this country, an affordability crisis and a housing crisis. These are things that the Conservatives have been not only just talking about for years, but we've been proposing different things over and over again. The Liberals, supported by the NDP, their bad policies have put Canadians in this position today, and they're only making it worse by making more on the deficit, putting more debt on Canadians, raising taxes like the failed carbon tax, and on top of that, we have a housing crisis.
The middle class is getting crushed in this country because of the high taxes and housing and affordability. What are some of the things that you guys are looking at for the middle class?
Well, look, we have to do it for everybody across the board. Justin Trudeau's deficits led to higher inflation, led to higher Bank of Canada interest rates. And inflationary taxes like the carbon tax made everything more expensive, gas, groceries, and home heating. What we need to do is lower the deficit. That's something the Conservatives will do. Then that way we'll bring down inflation, that way we'll bring down the mortgage rates, because that's what's fueling the mortgage rates right now is this constant spending. And that's what the Bank of Canada has admitted to as well, that if the Liberals continue to spend with the support of the NDP, it's going to make it very hard for inflation and the Bank of Canada's interest rate to go down. We need to get rid of those kind of policies that make things more expensive as well, like the carbon tax. Conservatives are going to axe that tax and bring the cost of everything to come down.
Does that include also taxes besides carbon tax? Does it include the regular income tax or regular tax that small businesses would have to face?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be focused on bringing down the deficit, which is going to lower the taxes anyways. And we have to get rid of those kind of wasteful spending. Like these guys spent $22 billion on consultants because the ministers are too incompetent to do their job. And Canadians aren't getting the results or the services that they deserve, even though the Liberals have spent more and more on public service. We're going to bring down the cost of living by bringing down the deficit, bringing down taxes, helping small businesses by lowering their taxes, and of course scrapping the carbon tax.
Last question. I know the Conservatives may win a majority at this time if the elections happen this time. If you guys do get elected, what are your top priorities in the first year in office?
Lowering the deficit, getting rid of the carbon tax, making sure we get more homes built by firing the government gatekeepers, getting more supply into the country. By doing these things, we're going to lower the mortgages rates, rents will come down, and we'll make sure that our young people and newcomers to this country actually have a chance to survive and own a home, which is a big part of the Canadian dream. We're going to bring the Canadian dream back.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the chat. That was Jasraj Singh Hallal, the Shadow Minister for Finance and Middle Class Poverty.
Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.